Is it a flex to walk away from someone who's being rude? And I think the answer is yes. And I will tell you why. Now, I know that that is very difficult for a lot of people to do that. If someone's being rude to you, what do we want to do? We automatically want to say something rude back. We want to one up them. We want to make them feel bad. But in essence, you are giving them exactly what they want. They are saying these rude and mean things to you because they want an emotional reaction out of you, and you don't want to give them what they want. So, although it's incredibly hard to do that, if you just walk away from someone, if they say something rude and you just walk away, they're kind of left there with the wind out of themselves. Like, there's nothing else for them to say or do, and they didn't get the gratification that they wanted. And I will give a real quick story about something that happened to me that I kind of handled in that way. I used to work in the lab at the factory that I worked at, and it was kind of a place where people would come and go. Like, people would come in to conversate, they would come in to like hang out for a couple of minutes, that kind of thing. People would just visit and then leave. And this day was no different. There was probably over five, six, seven people in there, just like chit chatting and talking. And my boss was happened to be one of them, and he started for some reason to body shame me in front of all of these people. They were all men, okay? And they started chuckling, laughing for a couple minutes, and then they eventually filtered out. And I just got up and walked out. I just started doing my work. I just walked out. I ignored him, didn't say anything to him. And that continued on for a couple of days. Now, he was my boss, so if he told me that I needed to do this, that, or the other, I would. But there was no chit chat. There was no banter back and forth. There was none of that. And after a couple of days, it ate at him. So he came in the lab when there was nobody else in there, and he said, "I take it that you're angry with me." And I said, "I'm not angry with you, but I'm not going to tolerate you trying to humiliate me in front of groups of people. It's not acceptable to me. And if you do it one more time, I'm going to HR. I'm going to go talk to some people, and they will make sure that you don't ever do it again." And he said, "Okay." And it never happened again. Now, if I would have blown up, if I would have started, cursing him out or whatever, I probably would not have gotten the respect from him in the future. Okay. Because I would have handled it differently. I would have been out of control. I wouldn't have been able to deal with my feelings appropriately or in a mature manner. So I would have got a totally different response from him if I would have handled it differently than what I did. So I know it's difficult, but if you can do it or practice doing it, I think it's a good thing, because if someone's being rude to you, you don't want to give them that attention. You don't want to give them what they want, because they're just going to keep doing it over and over and over. So that's my advice. What do you guys think? How do you handle people that are being rude to you? Let me know. Love you guys. Bye.